Did you know that the Battle of Gettysburg was a turning point in the American Civil War? Fought over 3 hot summer days in 1863, it pitted brother against brother, friend against friend, in a struggle for the very soul of a nation. The outcome at Gettysburg would determine the course of the war and the fate of liberty itself. Today, we're diving into 8 fascinating facts about this epic battle, exploring the stories of those who fought and died on those hallowed grounds, and uncovering the enduring legacy of this pivotal moment in American history.
For 3 long days, the fate of a nation hung in the balance, as the fields of Gettysburg became the stage for one of the most pivotal battles in American history. The fighting began on July 1st, 1863, as Confederate forces clashed with Union troops just outside the small town of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The initial skirmishes quickly escalated into a full-scale battle. Imagine the deafening roar of cannon fire, the acrid smoke filling the air, the cries of the wounded echoing across the fields. The chaos and carnage were unimaginable as both sides fought fiercely for every inch of ground. Day 1 belonged to the Confederates, pushing the Union Army back through the town and towards Cemetery Hill. But the Union held, digging in and preparing for the next onslaught. Day 2 saw some of the most brutal fighting of the war, with iconic names like Little Round Top and Devil's Den forever etched in the annals of military history. The landscape itself became a witness to the ferocity of the conflict. The fate of the Union rested on holding those crucial positions. Every soldier knew the importance of their stand, and the weight of the nation's future pressed heavily on their shoulders. And hold they did, against overwhelming odds. Their determination and bravery turned the tide of the battle. As the sun rose on the 3rd day, the air was thick with anticipation. Both sides knew that the coming hours would be decisive. The fate of the nation, it seemed, would be decided in the next few hours. The courage and resolve of those who fought at Gettysburg would shape the future of the United States.
The Battle of Gettysburg was a scene of unimaginable carnage, the bloodiest battle ever fought on American soil. Over 3 days, more than 160,000 men clashed in a maelstrom of musket fire and artillery bombardments. Imagine the ground littered with bodies, the cries of the wounded mixing with the groans of the dying. By the time the smoke cleared, over 50,000 lay dead, wounded, or missing. The human cost of the battle was staggering, leaving an indelible scar on the nation's psyche. The fields and hillsides around Gettysburg stood as silent witnesses to the terrible price of freedom. The sheer scale of the losses at Gettysburg sent shockwaves through both the North and the South, a grim reminder of the human cost of war.
4 months after the smoke cleared at Gettysburg, a somber President Abraham Lincoln stood on that hallowed ground, reflecting on the immense sacrifice made by so many. He had come to consecrate a national cemetery, a final resting place for the thousands who had given their lives in one of the bloodiest battles of the Civil War. But his words that day would transcend the solemn occasion, resonating through the ages. In just over 2 minutes, Lincoln delivered what would become known as the Gettysburg Address, a masterpiece of eloquence and brevity, capturing the essence of the nation's ideals. He spoke of a nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal, a radical idea at the time. He spoke of the unfinished work for which those brave men had fought and died, urging the nation to continue their struggle. And he called upon the living to finish that work, to ensure that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth, a timeless reminder of the enduring principles of democracy.
A gathering of eagles. Gettysburg was a clash of titans, a battle that drew some of the most renowned military minds of the Civil War. It was a confrontation that would test the mettle and resolve of both sides, pushing them to their limits. On the Confederate side stood General Robert E. Lee, the Confederacy's most respected commander. His leadership and strategic brilliance had earned him a legendary status among his troops and adversaries alike. His Army of Northern Virginia was a formidable force, battle-hardened and fiercely loyal. These soldiers had seen many battles and were ready to follow Lee into the fray once more. Facing Lee was the newly appointed commander of the Union Army of the Potomac, General George Meade. Meade, though new to his command, was a seasoned officer with a reputation for being calm under pressure. Thrust into command just days before the battle, Meade faced the daunting task of stopping Lee's invasion. The weight of the Union's hopes rested heavily on his shoulders. Gettysburg would be his trial by fire. The outcome of this battle would not only define his career, but also the future of the nation. Other legendary figures like James Longstreet, Jeb Stuart, Winfield Scott Hancock, and John Buford all played pivotal roles in the unfolding drama. Each brought their unique skills and leadership to the battlefield. The decisions made and the actions taken by these leaders would shape the course of the battle and ultimately determine the fate of a nation. Their legacies would be forever intertwined with the outcome of Gettysburg.
The lay of the land. The terrain itself played a crucial role in the Battle of Gettysburg. Imagine rolling hills, dense woods, and rocky outcroppings, all shaping the flow of battle. Control of key high ground like Cemetery Hill, Culp's Hill, and Little Round Top proved crucial. The Union Army, forced back through the town on the first day, found itself occupying the high ground south of Gettysburg. This defensive position, resembling a fishhook, would prove to be a formidable obstacle for the Confederates. Lee, facing a determined enemy dug in on favorable terrain, would be forced to make a series of fateful decisions. The landscape itself became a silent participant in the struggle, influencing tactics, shaping strategies, and ultimately contributing to the outcome of the battle.
High tide of the Confederacy. The Battle of Gettysburg marked a turning point in the Civil War, the high tide of the Confederacy. Lee's invasion of the North, his gamble to strike a decisive blow that would force the Union to negotiate, had been thwarted. The defeat at Gettysburg shattered the myth of Confederate invincibility and dealt a severe blow to Southern morale. The Confederacy would never again be so close to victory. The tide of the war had turned. The Union, though battered and bruised, had found its resolve. The road ahead would be long and arduous, but the dream of a reunited nation lived on.
Witnesses to history. The Battle of Gettysburg was not just a clash of armies, it was a human drama that unfolded in the fields and farmlands of southern Pennsylvania. Caught in the crossfire were the civilian residents of Gettysburg, ordinary men, women, and children whose lives were forever changed by the events of those 3 days. Imagine the terror of families huddled in their cellars as the battle raged around them. Picture the compassion of women tending to the wounded, both Union and Confederate, in makeshift hospitals. Consider the resilience of a community struggling to rebuild their lives amidst the ruins. The stories of these civilians, often overlooked in the grand narratives of war, provide a poignant reminder of the human cost of conflict.
Chapter 8: A Hallowed Ground. Today, the battlefield at Gettysburg stands as a national shrine, a place where we remember those who fought and died in the struggle to preserve the Union. The meticulously preserved landscape, dotted with monuments and memorials, invites contemplation and reflection. Walk the fields where soldiers once clashed, stand on the crest of Little Round Top, and feel the weight of history wash over you. Gettysburg is more than just a battlefield. It is a testament to the enduring power of courage, sacrifice, and the human spirit. It is a place where we connect with our past, honor the sacrifices of those who came before us, and draw inspiration for the challenges we face today.
The Battle of Gettysburg, a pivotal moment in American history, continues to resonate with us today. It reminds us of the fragility of freedom, the importance of unity, and the enduring power of hope. As you reflect on the stories we've shared, remember the sacrifices made on that hallowed ground. Carry with you the lessons of Gettysburg, lessons of courage, resilience, and the enduring spirit of the American people. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to Lexopedia for more upcoming videos. Thanks for watching and supporting our channel.